Hi, Sue and Sudha here, two sisters who started from zero and ventured into successful careers as makeup artists, made our dreams come true, and want to keep massively inspiring and making a major difference in the lives of women around the world. We've inspired the lives of many women around the world, and we want to do the same for you. If you want to turn your lives around, be the best version of yourself in every area of your life, and run the role of a boss daughter, boss wife, boss mom, boss lady that you've always wanted to be, you've come to the right place. We're here to kick ass. From the good times to the bad times, chasing dreams and sunsets, to chaos, heartbreak, and criticism. We've been through it all and believe so much in living life to the fullest and living one that is purposeful. Our goal is to make sure that you too see all that you're capable of and make your life the one that you've always dreamt of living, while making it also purposeful and meaningful. We're here to inspire you every step of the way and to enable you to grow through every situation, bad or good, to add value to your life and to turn your life around. So let's get to it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 18 with Sid, with Sue, and Sudha. Today, we are going to be talking about loneliness and how we deal with it. All right. I'm sure that at some point in our lives, there has been a point where we have felt lonely. We have felt like there wasn't really someone that we could confide in or talk to, or just sort of a sense of being alone and not really having someone to share our life with, share our happiness with, share our sadness with. And I'm not just talking about like a significant partner, no, but anyone, like, a close friend, anyone, all right? Just a sense of feeling lonely. And if you are at a place where you feel that right now, I think this would be something that would be very useful for you.
Yeah. So it's so funny because this is something that a few people actually have kind of asked me, like, how do you deal with loneliness? And to be honest, I think feeling lonely is something honestly that starts from you feeling that way. And I think it's important that you acknowledge it, because otherwise loneliness can drive you insane sometimes. And what can you do about this whole thing? I think that it's very important to first find out, why are you feeling lonely? Okay. Um, what do you want to do? Or what do you want to have? Or what are the kind of experiences that you want to have so that you don't feel lonely? And then see what you can do in order to have what you actually want to have so that you don't feel lonely. And you have to make conscious efforts, easily, not forcefully, but make conscious efforts to do what it is you want to do, to have what it is you want to have, so that you don't feel lonely. And when you start doing this, you also have to first be very content with your own company. You cannot go out there seeking for things without feeling full, without feeling content, or sort of coming, you cannot feel like you are not enough and that's why you need someone else's company. No, it has to be just someone that you probably want to share your stories with, your experiences with, someone to talk to, someone that you could do things with, which is why you want to have a company. You cannot rely on another person to make you feel whole, or to make you feel content, or to make you feel like life is complete. I think that completeness has to come from you first. So it's very important to first, I think, ask yourself, if you feel lonely, it's very important to first ask yourself, why are you feeling lonely? And what can you do? What is it that you want to have so that you don't feel lonely? And then decide what you can do to get from here to here. And you have to make conscious effort. So say, for example, you feel like you just need twice in a week maybe to, go for coffee with someone, or like to participate in a social event. I know with like COVID at this point, it's very difficult a lot of people are feeling lonely and it's very difficult to go out and socialize, yes. But you could still get yourself involved in like online activities, you know. Sometimes when you feel lonely and you just take your laptop out or your phone and you get on a call with someone that is close to you, or someone even for the first time, you make a new friend like through online websites or social media, you get to really engage and you don't feel like you are lonely anymore, although it's done virtually, you know, because you have someone to talk to, you have someone to share experiences with, you have someone that you can add value to, and maybe who adds value to you as well. So look for ways in which you can actually make these things happen. Engaging yourself online through social media, online websites where you can actually make new friends and, you know, go out for coffee. Like, I think going out for coffee now is quite possible in already many parts of the world. So just be very careful, of course, but these are all little things that you have to make conscious efforts to do. And so before any of this, how are you going to get to a state where you first feel complete? I feel like one of the things that make you feel really like nothing else is relevant to you, whether you're feeling lonely or you're feeling discouraged or demotivated, is to be first thankful for everything it is that you have in your life. And what should you do? Every day when you wake up, be thankful for what it is that you have, for the people in your life, for the good friends who are of value to you, for the family members who are of value to you, to the people who do care for you, who do love you. Like, be thankful for everything and everyone that you have. And then look for ways to find peace, to find contentment in the little things that you do for yourself, which I also feel can really not make you feel lonely anymore, because you're so happy, you're so full of gratitude, you're so full of, you know, feeling blessed with what you have in life. Like, buy yourself flowers and keep it at home, or order yourself something, and when you see it coming, you feel so grateful, you feel like, oh my god, I've rewarded myself something. So then you allow yourself to feel content on your own before you go out seeking for company. Okay, so loneliness, I know, can be something that's very chronic to some people. Like, it really drives them nuts, and I'm not looking at it, I'm not underestimating the whole scenario, but there is a way that you can overcome it. And that is what we want to really share with you. You first start from yourself, and then consciously look for ways in which you can engage in activities that would enable you to hit up a friend, go out for coffee, or to engage in an online chat, or to get involved in social events where you actually get to socialize with people you meet for the first time. And who knows, you might make really good friends. And take it as a way for you to start from zero, and you don't want 10, 20 friends who don't really add value to your life. You just need 2 or 3. So you really get to filter who. It's a good point to start from, to get people who actually are of value in your life, because trust me, the quality is so much more important than quantity.
Exactly, that's so true. And just adding on to that, I just want to sort of also, let you guys understand that if you are at a place right now in your life where you feel a sense of loneliness, you have to understand that it's okay. I know that a lot of people, when they are at a place where, in life where they're feeling lonely and deserted and, like they feel like they can't really share anything with anyone for that matter, and just this deep sense of loneliness, a lot of them feel like, it's a bad place to be, and everything is like just so negative, and, like they feel like it's a dark hole that they cannot see a light through. That fear of feeling that you are going to remain stuck in that place, like you do not need to be there. You need to understand that feeling emotions and being in certain points in your life, whether it's loneliness or any emotion, is it's a common part, it's a natural path of a human's life. All of us have felt it at some point or the other, and it's not the end. It's a phase that you are in, but it's also a phase that you can get out of. So I think to acknowledge that first is just really important, because a lot of people get really caught up with wherever they find themselves in life. And if, like you are at a place where you're feeling really lonely, you need to understand that this is not the end, and this is not how it's always going to be. there is going to be a way out of it. And when you tell yourself that, and when you genuinely believe that, I think that in itself reduces a lot of the burden that you feel like that you have, and it almost sort of releases a lot of, even if like some people even get into depression because of feeling lonely. And when you acknowledge the fact that this is not it, I can do something about this, this is not like a permanent situation. I think when you acknowledge that itself, it sort of makes you feel a lot better about the whole situation. And it's not just a mind trick, it's the truth. Any phase or any stage that you find yourself in life is not a permanent destination. Sometimes we need to be put in certain situations and certain places because it needs to teach us something. We need to learn something from it. And that's why we need to experience certain things. So I think that is very important, to sort of acknowledge first that this is not permanent. And once you understand that, and once you accept that and tell yourself that, okay, this is not permanent, this is just a phase, and, the next thing I think is to take responsibility, just sort of adding on to whatever that you just said. Like, it's very easy to sort of, wait for people to make the first move, or wait for a situation to change. And, we just sit comfortably and be like, okay, you know what? This is what it is. Like, this is the situation I'm in. Everything sucks. So I'm not going to do anything about it. Let's just see what happens. A lot of people operate from that mindset where they are just sitting around waiting for everything around them to change so that their life gets better. But that's not necessarily how it works. A lot of times you have to take the first move. And I don't mean that like, you going and doing 100 different things and like trying to, like go and make like 100 friends. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say is that I think you got to take responsibility and tell yourself that, okay, if I don't like the situation that I'm in right now, what can I do about it to get out of it? There has to be a few things, there have to be a few things that you might be able to do within your means that can actually, or maybe help change the situation, maybe you could make a call to a friend that you have not spoken to in a long time. Maybe you could reach out to someone that you feel like you want to talk to. Maybe you can, contact someone, like there are things that you can do that are within your control. Try to do them and see what happens. Like, you never know. Maybe you waiting for someone to reach out to you is not going to be the best way to actually get you out of loneliness. And also, I think self-talk is something that is so important, because a lot of times, in our minds, it's very easy to be so caught up in that situation that we are in, and we keep thinking, oh my god, I'm so lonely, like I don't have anyone to talk to, like there's nobody for me to share anything with, like why am I in this situation? It's so easy for us to keep repeating these things in our mind, and without us realizing it, the more we keep saying these things, the more we keep thinking about these things, we start actually believing them. And that is how our life turns out to be. It's not working in our favor. Restating a negative situation that we are in is not going to help us get out of it. In fact, it's just sort of adding fuel to the fire and making the situation worse. So stop that self-talk. Stop giving it attention. Stop telling yourself, oh, I'm lonely and my life sucks and like everything is just so miserable. Stop saying that, because the more you say it and the more you think about it, that's where your attention goes, and where your attention goes is what happens, all right? I know that it's easier said than done, and you might be thinking like, oh yeah, it's easy for you to just sit down there and tell me all these things, but I'm the one who's actually feeling lonely. Trust me, I've been there. My sister has been there too. And I've been in that same situation where, the feeling of loneliness overwhelms you. And it's so easy to go down that hole and just be stuck feeling miserable and upset and just really, really not happy, with everything. But that never helped me get out of the situation. And also, if you really think about it, if you are going to constantly be feeling so down and miserable and negative and just have that energy with you, do you think people would really want to get close to you? Like, would you want to hang out or spend time with someone who is just always being negative and, not feeling good and always complaining and always talking about how miserable life is? I don't think so. And so it works the same way. So I think that is something that's important for us to keep in mind too. And the good thing about whatever it is that we are saying are things that you have control, you have control with. You don't have to depend on anyone else to do something about these things. These are things that you can control. These are things that you can do something about. And ultimately, that's what you want. You want the power to be in your hands to be able to change your life or to be able to get out of a negative situation. So acknowledge the fact that if you are lonely, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. There is light through this dark tunnel. And it's something that honestly, almost all of us have been in or are going through at some point in our lives. All right. It's something that we all go through from time to time. And it's okay. It's okay if you're feeling lonely. And then you got to take responsibility for it and ask yourself, what can I do about this situation that is going to change it, that is going to make me feel better, that's going to make me feel more connected to people and society? And then go out and do those things, just like what my sister suggested. There are so many things that we can do, and ultimately, again, always, I think this is something that we both just believe in so much because we've seen it happen again and again in our lives as well. Until you change, your environment is not going to change. You got to stop waiting for your environment to change and then you feel happy and then you feel less lonely and then you feel more worthy and then you feel more loved. It doesn't happen that way. It happens the other way. Whatever it is that you want to manifest in life, you got to feel it first. I know it's hard, and I know that some of us might feel lost. Like, how am I supposed to feel happy if I'm feeling lonely? But that's the thing about life, though. Everything starts from you. Everything that you want starts from you. And when you are at a place where feel content, you feel at peace, that is when your environment starts changing as well. And keep in mind that nobody wants to hang out with someone who's always miserable and upset and negative and just has like a dark cloud over them. They don't, all right? And I'm sure you don't as well. So ask yourself that, like, am I being someone that I would want to be friends with, that I would want to hang out with? Like, who do you like hanging out with? I'm sure that you guys like hanging out with people who are lively, who have a lot to share and talk about, who make you laugh, right? So be that person. Be that person, and then, see how your environment changes around you.
And just want to say something to any of you who are actually in that state or point in life where you feel like, I'm broken, like I'm at a state where I really honestly don't know what to do about this and cannot do anything about this. If this is how you are feeling, ask yourself this question or try to just reflect and think to yourself. A lot of people whom you know who exist in this world, there have been people who have been rotting in jail, but they come out and they have made it through life and they have made it big in life, okay? Because they once told themselves that I am not going to feel like this anymore. I've had enough. And people who have, been betrayed, been really treated badly. And I guess it's fair to say they have been treated in a very unfair manner, have also been where you are. And they have also finally come out of it. And they have made it big. They are happy, never before felt kind of happiness. They are in a state of content, peace with themselves. And the world doesn't rule them anymore. They rule their world. So imagine these people who have been in maybe shittier situations that you can even imagine, have come out this far And I'm sure you'll find a lot of them. If you just Google it, you'll find a lot of stories, real life stories. If they can do it, you can do it. You know why? Because you have all it takes. You are healthy, you are well able. There's nothing wrong with you. There's honestly nothing wrong with you. If you just go look at yourself in the mirror, there's nothing wrong with you. You are healthy, you're well able, you have everything it takes to become who you want to be and to unbecome who you don't want to be. So stop telling yourself that you are lonely, that this is it, that this is your life, because you want to rule your life. You want to rule the world. You don't want your life or the world to rule over you. And so it starts from you, and you can do something about it. There's nothing that is wrong with you.
Yeah. And on that note, just to end this episode, I think the thing that we want to leave you guys with is when you are happy with who you are, you cannot feel lonely. You just can't. So work on yourself. It always starts with you and ends with you. And again, when you are happy with the person that you are, you can't feel lonely.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, I hope you found that useful, and we genuinely hope that those of you who are listening, if you find yourself in a place, that you have been feeling this way, that you're able to take away a few things and apply it, and it changes something for you. All right. So we'll see you guys again next week with something interesting. But till then,
And
go rock your world.
rock your world. Stop feeling lonely. Do stuff, little things that make you happy and put a smile on your face. And that maybe even putting a smile on someone else's face that makes you happy. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, please do share it with someone that you really feel needs it. And leave us a comment below, because we honestly want to get your feedback. And if there's any other area that you want us to speak about, we will be more than happy to do it. That is what we're doing all this for. So please leave us a comment as well, and let us know if you enjoyed this session and what else you are struggling with or you would want to hear on. And we may just pick your topic for the next session.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. And
Thank
we'll
you,
see you
and
guys
we'll
next
catch you guys next week. If you enjoyed this episode and think there's anyone who'd benefit from listening to it, please do leave us a comment below and share it. Hope you enjoyed this session, and we'll see you on our next episode. Have an amazing week ahead.